Hey guys, we're back again for the second time this week. Yes. Okay. I was unnecessarily weird, but anyway. So, we just got out of Monuments Men. No, we still haven't gotten to the Lego movie. We'll get to it next week. But
scheduling, because a lot of people want to participate in that one.
yeah, actually, I think it's just you and Lisa. Grant, decided to go see it for Valentine's Day with his girlfriend. So, he's willing to join us afterwards, but, we'll figure it out.
We'll see.
Yeah. So, anyway, instead we decided to check out Monuments Men. I was worried about this movie going into it because it's not doing very good ratings-wise. I think it's like 23% Rotten Tomato, so my hopes weren't very high. That being said, I kind of liked it.
I love history, and I love art, and I was surprised that it had the actor who plays Lord Grantham on Downton Abbey in it. It has an excellent cast. It has George Clooney and Bill Murray and John Goodman. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's like, well, the thing is, I just looked it up, it has like 34% Rotten Tomato right now. You know what, it's a simple movie. It's not trying to be grandiose, it's not trying to be this large, epic scale of thing. It's a pretty simple movie.
It's a war story.
Ordinarily you think war story, you think like Saving Private Ryan, where it's really, really dramatic, and there's explosions, and there's a heavy emphasis on death and evil and all that kind of stuff, and
Well, you have to admit Nazis are pretty evil.
I know. I mean, granted, as far as history goes, they're like the universal bad guys. There's no black and white. It's like, no, they were fucking bad people. But, my point is, ordinarily war, this is much more like MASH than it is Saving Private Ryan.
Is there anything wrong with that?
No, there's none. That's kind of what I liked about it. Pretty much the whole movie is, hey, we're going to form our own team called the Monuments Men. We're going to save art. And the rest of the movie is just the adventures they go on.
Yes,
And I'm okay with that. That's kind of what surprised me.
It's simplistic, which is not a bad thing.
No, there's no evil... there is an evil scheme, but, there's no one major bad guy.
Hitler?
That doesn't go for Hitler. Well, you know what I mean, though. There's no central bad guy. I'm gonna get you, Monuments Men. Unless you count the Russians, but that's all. Oh, really?
It's one of the few Russian words I know.
I think it's one everyone kind of universally knows. But anyway, there's no overarching plot. There's no the conspiracy theory. It's just hey, these are these guys. These are the wacky things they get into while they're in Germany.
And
that's it.
And France and
Russia,
Bruges and Italy and Germany. You already said Germany. So.
Yeah, but either way, it's that's about it. It's just these characters going on these odd little adventures, and of course, a couple people die along the way.
Spoiler, by the way.
Yeah, you didn't see that coming. But it's overall, just this group of very talented actors.
Yes.
Doing these mini episodes, pretty much.
With one common goal.
And I'm gonna go, honest to God, this movie feels like a collection of TV episodes in a weird kind of way.
I kind of liked it, though.
No, I liked it, too. It's either gonna work for you or it's not, and it worked for me. I really liked all these characters. Granted, it's basically the actors being themselves, but they have some genuinely good moments.
And, like I said, they are very talented actors.
Of course, it has fucking John Goodman, it has Bill fucking Murray.
Yes.
It's enough to sell me on a movie. And it has, George Clooney, who I'm a really big fan of, and of course Matt Damon and all that stuff, but,
And, I don't know the actor's name, I just know him as Lord Grantham. He plays, Donald Jeffries in this.
I don't watch Downton Abbey, so I don't know who that is, but
It was the
No, I know what Downton Abbey is. I just don't watch it.
Yeah, the actor was the Brit.
I had a feeling that was him.
Okay.
But overall, it's just I had fun. It's not a bad thing. I think critics are kind of being unfairly harsh to this movie. There's some good stuff about it. It has issues. Don't get me wrong. It has problems. But it's not a bad movie.
Would you say that it deserves a higher score than 34 on Rotten
I would definitely
Tomatoes?
say it deserves a better score than 34. At least a 60, I would say, at the very least.
Yes, easily.
Yeah, so it's like, it's like they're likable characters, they're fun little
Yes.
adventures, and no, it can be dramatic well, and no, it has some good character moments. It has a lot of pacing issues, I thought, but that was really the biggest issue I had with the movie.
A few. I could kind of see that. On a slight side note, the audio on the bullets and explosions was very effective.
It didn't really bother me that much, but then again, I'm kind of used to that kind of thing. But no, it's just like, no, it just, like, you can't really go over the story because it's just a series of different stories, different events. Like, that's pretty much all the movie is. It's a series of seemingly random events, again, towards a single goal. It's like a TV show put into an almost 2-hour movie.
Yes, but there are connections and characters and developments that come into play.
Well, it's just like any other TV show.
Fair enough.
I mean, think about it. When they get together, that's the pilot episode. When they finally get the treasure they talked about at the beginning of the movie, that's the season finale. So really, when you think about it, it's like a web series and like 5 or 6 minute episodes that got collected into an hour and a half, like hour and 50-minute movie.
Okay, I can't argue
Yeah, but-
with that. That's not an insult. To
No,
this-
it's
to this
not.
movie,
Like,
though.
I don't mean that to sound negative, because, like I said, I liked this movie. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's like, that's just kind of the structure it works in. And again, either it's going to work for you or it's not. And it worked for me. So it's one of those things. If you're looking for, like, an ultra dramatic, ultra, like, super serious movie, you're not going to get that here.
It definitely has some comical beats. There are suspenseful moments, but the actors and their roles, like Michael was saying, focuses more on the moments they share and the camaraderie they have, and some of those moments are touching. Some of those moments are
Bizarre.
are bizarre. Some of them are comical.
It's like it takes a while to warm up. I will say that much, because for a while it just seemed like it was kind of a very, very loosely paced film, like where they kind of pace these moments together, but it really give the moments time to breathe. I thought, at least in the beginning, it got better as the movie kept going.
In the beginning, yes, I can see that things are just sort of thrust into motion.
Like, it's like, hi, there's these random people. We're going to throw them in there now. We're not going to bother to really talk much about them, but here they are, and we're going to throw them into this camp now, and the camp's over now, and now we're into the war, and now they're doing some of the war now, and that's kind of how it is at the beginning of the movie. It slows down, much of the movie's benefit, towards the second half, and thank God, because that's when it got, again, at that point, you've been with these characters long enough that you warm up to them, and you like them, and they're likable characters, played by very likable actors.
Yes, and one of the moments that I found touching, where I think the film sort of caught its pace, was when they were in one of their I don't know, camps.
Was this the Christmas scene?
Yes.
I love that scene.
Yeah, yes, I did too. So for a little backstory, I think it was Bill Murray's adult daughter mails him a vinyl record recording of her singing "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas," which I thought was very touching. I thought it was very clever, because that particular Christmas song first appeared in the movie Meet Me in St. Louis when Judy Garland sang it, so it was around that time. So,
well, I mean, a lot of that strength of that scene in particular is given because of the incredible talent of the actors involved in it.
yes.
Like, that scene would not have worked had Bill Murray not been in it.
Agreed.
I thought, pretty much, because, like, basically what happens is Bill Murray and Lord, what's his name, from Downton Abbey, I'm assuming that's the guy you're talking about, right? Or is that the French dude?
The French. I think it's the French dude, because
Okay.
the Brit. Spoiler.
Oh, he's the one that dies. All right.
Yes.
That's okay. We didn't really know him all that well anyway. But we knew him well enough to make an impact. We didn't know him well enough to really be like, oh god, they killed him. Even though you couldn't really understand what the hell he was saying most of the time. I'm sorry, I couldn't. I don't mean to seem like a sensitive prick.
You don't understand proper English?
Well, I don't know. It's a thick, heavy accent that makes it hard to understand sometimes.
I was able to.
Well, yippee-doo for you. Between this and my last video, I'm just keep saying horrible things. I'll tell you later. So sorry about that again, by the way. Yeah, anyway. Where was I going with this? Oh, yeah, the Christmas scene.
Yes.
So, what happens is Bill Murray's with this other older gentleman who's very one of those puff your chest out old guys. And Bill Murray sees in, like, the personal effects, he got sent from home. He gets a little, what do they call it?
Oh,
The discs or whatever. Record.
Yes.
Record. He says, like, oh, I can't play this right now. So he goes to take a shower, and I guess, like, as part of the meantime, plays the record for him. Here's, like,
for the entire camp.
For the entire camp. And then, like, Bill Murray hears it, and he has this great moment. He just turns around, and there's, like, immediately, like, tears in his eyes. And it was like, that was beautiful shot, by the way.
It was.
That's very effective. Again, that's just the strength of the actors, I think, that really made that scene work. And I was a little worried they were going to take away from that for a bit, because they kept cutting from that to another scene where they were, like, in a George Clooney and, like, a German kid, or, like, in a camp trying to comfort some guy who's been shot a couple times.
Yes.
So I was a little worried that the fast-paced initial scene was going to kind of ruin the moment, but no, they made it work. And there's a lot of small little scenes like that, where it's like there's small moments, like there's no big grandiose moment in this movie.
Well, I would say when Clooney finds what he's looking for at the very end, I would say that was a climactic moment.
True,
at least
but
for
not,
his character arc.
Not in the traditional sense.
Not in the traditional sense, but for George Clooney, for his particular character arc, that was a climax.
True. At the same time, though, I kind of felt that the lead up to that particular climax was kind of one of the weaker parts of the film. Because what it's talking about is this character named Don in the movie, and...
The Brit.
The Brit. Oh, that's the Brit.
Yes.
Okay, I thought you meant the other guy.
No.
Okay, anyway. The Brit, Don, is basically like... They keep making mention of him as like a guy who's an alcoholic, who George Clooney gives a second chance and stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. The problem is we only see him in, like, 2 scenes before he dies.
Okay.
So I was like, for me, that didn't... granted, he had a pretty good monologue right before he died.
Yes.
But the fact of the matter is... We still didn't know him all that well, except from what other people have said. We haven't seen him speak much for himself up to that point. Mm-hmm. So really, there wasn't much to leave an impact. At least in my opinion. But, like, I felt like the other characters in the movie were trying to force me to care that he died by keep bringing him up over and over and over again.
Well, they cared that he died.
Yeah, I know, and that's one reason it kind of worked. But at the same time, it's like, I didn't really know him, so why should I care?
Because they did.
For me, that's not enough. It felt like the movie was trying to force that particular subplot down my throat, to like kind of like force like, see, this is supposed to be the tragic element. And you can make the argument that since it made an impact on the other characters, I should care about that as well. The problem is, I don't see that as a good enough incentive. It feels that to me felt forced.
To each their own.
Yeah, so fair enough. But of course, like I will say this, I do like the movie's message about art. I do like the fact that it explores that part of history that's not very often explored.
Yes.
That being said, I did feel there were something that got a little preachy. At least towards the very, very end.
Yes.
I felt it got a little preachy, not too much, but just a little self-righteous. Just a little pretentious. Not enough to kill it, but enough to be kind of annoying. Do you get what I'm saying there?
I do.
I have a feeling you disagree.
Yes, because like I said, I love art, I love history, and so it for me it was kind of preaching to the choir.
Fair enough.
I was a receptive audience for the sappiness of it.
Fair enough. Again, I guess to each their own. And don't get me wrong, I have a high respect for the arts as well, and I agreed with a lot of what they said. But towards the very end, I was like, okay, guys, wrap it up. You know, it's kind of, like, I get it. Art is important. You've made your point for the past hour and 50 minutes. We can kind of wrap up the loose ends here, but especially towards the very end, where George Clooney's explaining it to, like, the president or the vice president or whatever who's sitting in front of him. He goes, do you really think that in 30 years, people will care that you sacrifice yourself just for art? And then 30 years from now, it starts George Clooney at the statue, and he goes, yes. And then walks away with, I guess, a grandson, I'm assuming. And I was like, okay, that was a bit much. Again, I'm not disagreeing with the message. I'm disagreeing with the way they kind of shove it down your throat.
With the execution. Fair enough.
That kind of, at least, it wasn't too bad until that very last moment. So again, it's excusable. Like, they make some very valid points, and I do agree with a lot of it.
I did like the lighting choice at the very end when they were, when older George Clooney and his grandson were walking out of the, I'm guessing it was a church.
Out to Heaven's Gate, apparently.
Exactly. It looked like they were walking into heaven after seeing Michelangelo's Madonna and Child sculpture. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of indifferent to it.
So I appreciated the lighting choice.
Sorry. I'm coming over a chest cold.
Okay. I thought that was another example of your reaction.
No, that was not. You read too much into my reactions. I'm just throwing that out there.
I'm a people watcher, right?
I know you are. You're very good at it. But sometimes, though, sometimes a cough is just a cough. If it's something more, trust me, I'll tell you. Okay. Anyway, personal dispute aside.
Sorry.
God, Sarah! God! Just don't talk to me.
These vlogs are
going to my room. I'm just kidding. Do I want to know?
No.
Okay.
I was just trying to indicate to the audience that I don't do that.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway. Overall, yeah, I had fun. Like, that's what it comes down to. Like,
I did too.
If you're gonna go see this movie, it's like, just don't take it too seriously and you'll have a good time. I think that's kind of what it comes down to. It has some good points to make. It's a part of history we don't see very often, which is refreshing.
Yes.
It has likable characters. It's a fun movie.
It is.
Like, that's pretty much what it comes down to for me.
And definitely deserves better than what
it deserves
it's
better
getting.
than like 32 or 34 or whatever it's at right now. It's like, that's just, no, guys, pull the stick out of your ass. I know it's not, it's like I said, it's a web series movie. If you go into it that mindset, granted, I didn't read any reviews going into this, so I didn't really know what to expect.
I didn't read any reviews. I saw the trailer, and it caught my interest because, as previously mentioned, I love art and I love history.
No, like, I thought the trailer made it look great.
Yeah.
Did it live up to its expectations? Not quite. Maybe that's kind of what everyone's so disappointed about, is the fact that it didn't have all these A-list actors, and it wasn't quite like the masterpiece maybe a lot of people were expecting. I'm projecting here. I can't speak for everyone, obviously. I'm just guessing.
Fair enough.
But for me, for what we had here, I mean, it's a movie directed by George Clooney, that I enjoyed it. So it's like, I had fun. I would go see it again. So.
Yes, and I would too. And if you look closely, you can see a shot of the Mona Lisa.
What's that? Oh yeah, that was there, wasn't it?
Yes.
But overall, yeah, it's a good movie. I don't care what anybody says. Like, this is one of the, I have a feeling like this is the movie that I'm gonna like that everyone else is gonna hate, and like everyone's gonna go, "Why do you hate? Why do you hate?" It's like, hey,
I'll be there. I'll be there with you.
Yeah, so I'm just like, you know what, Jim? Shut the fuck up. I liked it. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I had. That's pretty much all I got on that one. You got anything?
It made me want to go back to Italy and see Renaissance Italian art again. So it hit close to home if you're an art fan.
Yeah, so it's like one of those things. If maybe it helps if you know where you're going into. Even if you don't expect much, you'll be pleasantly surprised. I was pleasantly surprised. I expected it to suck. So. I walked away happy, which is not a bad thing. So.
Not at all.
So, I guess we'll move on to trailers then.
Sounds good.
So, fucking Valentine's Day movies, except for the last two, which is kind of weird.
Yes.
First off, we had Winter's Tale, which is just getting fucking panned.
Which, I like how it looks. I don't know why it's getting panned.
I guess it just, from my understanding, it's just a really big floppy mess, from what I understand.
Okay. I'm just basing my impression off of the trailer. I haven't done any research.
Yeah, from my understanding, it's just really unfocused, like stuff like that. So it's just a mess. But,
Okay.
Either way, it's like we've gotten the trailer before. It's I don't know. It has Russell Crowe doing a weird thing.
No, it's Colin Farrell.
No, Russell Crowe's in it too.
Okay.
He's the villain.
I did. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, no, I actually would probably been funnier if Russell Crowe was in the main role. But no, I don't know. It just I'm not gonna go see it. So I've already seen enough shitty movies this week. I'll need to add more to my list. So, or this month, I should say. Next one we got was, speaking of shitty movies, Endless Love.
Again. We've both seen this trailer multiple times. I'm sick of this trailer. I like dramas. I like rom-coms, but I do not want to see this film based off of this trailer.
Like I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's The Notebook 2. Because it's basically the same goddamn plot.
I just think that it looks sucky, so
yeah, it
pass.
Yeah, so yeah, after last Valentine's Day nearly killed me with Die Hard, I'm not seeing a fucking movie on Valentine's Day. I'm gonna sit home with whiskey. That's my Valentine's Day.
And study.
And oh yeah, too. Oh, fine, take all the fun out of it.
Well, that's what you told me you were gonna do.
Well, that ruins the joke.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Now I'm really gonna go home and drink. No, I'm not. Then we got Pompeii, which is basically Gladiator meets 2012. So it could be really funny.
Yeah, except with a massive volcano eruption.
There's still lava, so either way, same thing. You know.
True enough. Does it have Orlando Bloom in it?
No, it's not Orlando Bloom.
Okay.
That's Jon Snow from Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Yeah, so no, not even close to Orlando Bloom.
Yeah, he looked a little bit like Will Turner to me. That's why I asked.
No, totally different actor. So, to quote Wes, I didn't even see Pump 1, so let's see what Pump 2 has in store. Terrible joke.
Yeah.
But, I gotta find enjoyment somewhere.
Absolutely.
And last one, I didn't even know this fucking movie existed, and I don't know what to think of it now.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to hear your reaction to it, because between the two of us in this car, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Son of God, which is, of course, a Jesus story.
Yeah, it's basically New Testament, the movie.
Pretty much. It doesn't look very good.
And after that trailer finished, I realized something, that it's been 10 years since the last big Jesus movie, so I guess...
Passion of the Christ?
Yeah.
Well,
so I guess Hollywood was due to recycle the story.
I guess, well, they haven't done it for, Moses and any other Old Testament. They have fucking Noah coming out in a couple months, so I guess we're not really much to judge on either testament.
Well, the Jesus stuff is New Testament. But...
Fair enough. Well, yeah, I know what I mean, though. Recycled Bible stories, not new in Hollywood. So...
Very true.
Plus, Hercules was basically Samson, so really, when you think about it, minus the 50-foot lightning penis sword,
And Samson had long hair until Delilah made him.
Okay, we know. I'm being general here, but
okay.
had the things with the chains and the praying, and then the smashing and all that stuff. Anyway.
True.
Anyway, so Son of God. Basically, they make Jesus a pretty boy, teeny bopper in this, which is kind of annoying.
It is.
And obnoxious. And it looks like, I don't know. For me, this is gonna sound horrible, but Jesus looks way too happy in this.
It's not my place to say. I am concerned if I say anything that it will be offensive, since I am not a practitioner of that faith. So.
Fuck it, I'll say it.
You are, so you can.
I wouldn't call myself a practitioner necessarily. More casual.
Well, you're an observer of that
Fair
faith,
enough. Sorry, my much more religious family members are watching this. But no, it kind of bothers me, because where a lot of the drama comes from in a New Testament kind of movie is that Jesus has this incredible responsibility And, like, it was kind of explored a little bit from what I saw from the Willem Dafoe movie.
I don't think I saw that.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe played Jesus. So,
Yes, I didn't see that.
yeah, I don't think it was very good. But either way, my point is, like, not speaking from a biblical standpoint, speaking strictly from what makes a movie interesting, a lot of good drama can come from just kind of how he takes on that role and how he takes on the responsibility. Because the whole point of Jesus is the fact that he's basically a god being human.
He's according to
Son of God, yeah.
People who observe the faith, he's the savior.
Yeah, so basically it's like, so you can have a lot of interesting dynamic of just kind of exploring like, just that heavy burden, the kind of toll it takes on somebody, especially since, of course, first and foremost, he's supposed to be human. So naturally has human emotions. You can have a lot of fun exploring how he responds to those kind of emotions. You can have a lot of fun with that, as a writer, I should say.
Yes. I mean, you could have fun with it if you brought Mary Magdalene into...
Oh, you don't want to go the Da Vinci Code route. That just piss everybody off again.
Well, Godspell did it first, but...
Oh, yeah, either way. Still, we don't... That's problem is, like, this movie's taking the easy road out. It's obviously going for the bare bones story. It doesn't look like it's taking any chances. It looks like a predictable movie. Like, granted, like, there's some pretty simple, like, PG-13 Bible stories that are really effective because they took chances. Prince of Egypt is a great example.
And before that, the Ten Commandments.
Even then, you can kind of argue the Ten Commandments is still a pretty straightforward retelling of the story of Moses. Actually, that's not true. That's not true at all. But, yeah, but either way, it's like a lot of good, like the good Bible movies in the past have taken chances in how they've chosen to talk about the story.
Yes.
This one does not look like it's taking any chances. It looks like it's just going... It basically... I'm going to sound horrible for saying this out loud. It looks like it was made by a Sunday school crowd.
Maybe it's trying to appeal to that particular audience and is afraid to ruffle any feathers?
I guess so. Either way, it looks boring, for lack of a better phrasing.
I mean, you already know the story, so there's not going to be any surprises there.
It's not like Jesus is going to start like riding dragons, right? Slaying T-Rexes. Someone make that picture, by the way. I'd love to receive like a fan art of just Jesus riding dragons, fighting T-Rexes, because that'd be awesome. But, facing off against the Death Star. Now there is a fucking story risk right there.
You should see Hamlet too sometime.
Fair enough. It's like, well, I thought the Son of God was pretty good, but that part where he wears Darth Vader's helmet and plays punting with the Ewoks is awesome. So, I'm being a dick now. So, yeah. I think that wraps it up. So, final thoughts?
Like I said, if you enjoy talented actors in likable roles, and if you are a history fan or an art fan, I would recommend seeing this movie. I
liked it. It's a simple movie. Don't expect big dramatics out of it. What's there is good. I liked it. Is it a movie year? No. Does it have flaws? Yes.
Could you do worse this week or this month? Yes.
Oh, Vampire Academy. But if you already seen a Lego movie and you're looking for something else fun to watch, you can check it out. So, if you're anything like me, you won't regret it. So, but don't expect Saving Private Ryan 2.
No, not that kind of film.
So, with that being said, we'll be back next week with RoboCop and the Lego movie, which hopefully we'll get everyone here for.
Yay!
So, I'm looking forward to it because I'm trying to abstain from going to see it on my own. So, we'll see you all next week.